welcome back, everybody. It's Maddie. I know it's been a while. You know, quarantine's really doing a number on a lot of us, so here we are. It is a little bit later at night when I am trying to film this, so I might be talking a little quietly, but I've got my wine here, and I wanted to talk about some books that I'm getting rid of. I'm not necessarily somebody who holds on to books a lot. I don't really, I'm not someone who needs to hold on to every book that they've read. I know that is something that some people do. It's not personally what I do. I usually only keep a book if it's a favorite or if it's one that I could see myself rereading or needing in the future, something like that. If I didn't like it that much, or if it just doesn't seem like something I would ever want to read again, I'll just usually get rid of it. I usually give them to my library. I do not know if they are taking donations right now. So I'm gonna try that. And then I know there's some little free libraries around here that I might be able to give them to, or I'll just hold on to them until my library can take them. So yeah, this one just wasn't for me. Like, it was okay, but it didn't seem to be, it didn't seem to be something I would ever want to read again. Yeah, I liked Sita Tudor's other book, The Chalk Man, but now I'm wondering if that was a one-off because it was like an It ripoff kind of thing. So I'm not sure if I'll read any more from her. Okay, the next book I'm getting rid of is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I did not like this book. It felt like it was completely derivative from Amityville Horror and The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. It just felt like the inner story in here was like super predictable. Like the story within the story was super predictable. And the other parts with, what's her name, Maggie, were just boring. It was just boring. I give this book 2 stars. I don't know where I stand with Riley Sager now because I really didn't like this one. I thought Final Girls was just okay. And then I really loved Lock Every Door. I haven't read The Last Time I Lied, so I don't know. I bought this thinking, oh, it's horror, it takes place in a spooky house. Like, I really thought I was gonna like it. And I'm pretty mad that I spent $30 on a book that I gave 2 stars and really, really do not like. Similarly, The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I read this, I gave this book 2 stars as well. Let's see. Okay, so you're following this like wedding party that's at this island, and it tells you that only one is a murderer on the back. Okay, so you would think that the murder would happen like, you know, at least halfway through the book. The freaking murder doesn't happen in this book until, I mean, I think it's like here. You know, so that's like the majority of this book. You're following this wedding party who are insufferable. And you know, I'm not someone who doesn't like unlikable characters, but their wedding party in this is insufferable. Why this husband is friends with these people, I do not know. And there's also trigger warnings for self-harm. For this, I haven't seen a lot of people say that, but just so you know, self-harm is part of this book. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting rid of that because the mystery didn't happen until 3/4 of the way through the book, and the rest of it felt like it dragged on, and it was more of like a contemporary where this woman and her husband were like not getting along and she couldn't figure out why. So no. Then I'm getting rid of this copy of King Lear that I had from school. I just don't like it. It's just not very pretty. If I had a better one, I would get it, but this is the edition I needed for class. I read it, it was fine. Shakespeare. Next I'm getting rid of The Highway by C.J. Box. This is a book that my mom recommended that I read, and it was fine. It's just a basic like a detective thriller type of book, and while I enjoyed my time with it, I'm never gonna read it again, nor am I gonna, nor am I gonna continue reading on in this series. Therefore, I just am getting rid of it. This is another book that I have for class. It's The Lie That Tells the Truth. It's about writing. And that class is over, and while I found it helpful, I don't really need it anymore because I don't think I'll ever reference it. Then Faithful Place by Tana French. This is the 3rd in the Dublin Murder Squad books, and I think I'm done with this series. The first one was okay. The second one was good. but I've seen a lot of people say it's unbelievable, and I do wonder if I reread it, if I would be okay with like what the plot is. Because I did read it, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years ago, so I don't know. But this one, you're following a detective in Ireland, much like the rest of them, and this has to do with this woman who, oh, okay, the main detective, it's the woman he was like in love with and they were gonna run away, and we don't know what happened to her, and then like 20 years later they find her suitcase, and now they're getting to the bottom of what really happened. And yeah, this was again a book that was a lot more about the personal life of the detective than it was about like an actual mystery. Like the mystery was there, but I was just really bored by it, and it's always like some family drama and stuff in these ton of French books, something like that, and it's just like I can't, it's not for me. I'm probably not going to continue that series. And yeah, then The Preacher by Camilla Lackberg. I've never read this. It's the second in a series of a detective series, and I'm kind of getting away from detective books. I've had this book for like, I don't even know how many years, multiple years, and yeah, I just don't think it's gonna be for me, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Someone at the library will really like that. Next, don't panic, I'm getting rid of The Fellowship of the Ring and The Two Towers, and that is because I got this lovely bind up of all of the books at Costco, and it's nice and floppy, and I have not been able to find The Return of the King in these editions, so I grabbed this. It was $16.49, and I'd rather have this than these, so I'm getting rid of these, and I know someone will be stoked. Someone will be stoked to find those. I know that. Another one, Pride and Prejudice, I'm getting rid of because I got this copy. The Penguin English Library. I like these better. I'm getting rid of this. Someone will be happy to find that for their personal enjoyment or for school. Yeah. 2 more textbooks that I'm getting rid of. Ones that I rented and was supposed to return, and then COVID happened and I never got around to returning them. Poetry textbooks. I'm just gonna get rid of them. Someone will use them, potentially. Okay, now getting into this box here. I'm getting rid of Running with Scissors by Augustin Burroughs. I read this a really long time ago and it was okay. I don't remember really loving it, and I've just held on to it for a long time, and I'm not sure why. I barely remember what happens in this. I've seen the movie. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever revisit it. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Then I'm getting rid of It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. I have tried to get into this book multiple times, and it has just not worked for me. Yeah, this is a book about a kid who I think is tried to commit suicide or something like that, and I just couldn't get into it. This book, The Spell by Alan Hollinghurst. I have no idea what this book is about. I got it in a mystery pack I got from a used bookstore, and I was reading the synopsis and it did not seem like something that I would enjoy, so I'm just gonna give it to the library. I'm getting rid of The Help by Catherine Stockett. I don't really need to say much about this. I've never read it. I think it was my sister's actually, but she didn't want it, and yeah. There's better books to read about not being racist where, you know, white people aren't the saviors. Then I'm getting rid of Murder in the Heartland by William Phelps. I just don't think I'm ever gonna read this. It's a true crime book, and I have so many true crime books that I haven't read yet, so I don't think I will get to that one, and the case no longer interests me. Then I'm getting rid of The Dry by Jane Harper. I thought this was good. It was fine. It's another detective thriller. You're noticing a theme. I've kind of purged the detective thrillers from my bookshelves because it's just not something that works for me. This story was more about what happened when this guy was a child and his past than it was about him solving a murder or something. Like, he's not even a homicide detective. Like, I think he works in like taxes or something, and it just did not work for me. I liked this setting though, and I think I'm gonna try to read is it The Lost Man? Yeah, whatever her standalone novel is, Jane Harper's, I might try to read that because I did like the setting. Let's see. Oh, and next I'm getting rid of The Ritual by Adam Neville. This one just didn't do it for me. The first half of this book was amazing. It's this, you're following this group of 4 friends who are on this like hiking trip. It's like, I don't know, they were like friends in college, and I think they're all in like their late 30s, early 40s, and they're trying to do like a trip to sort of like get the gang back together and do stuff together, right? Oh, stop. And while the first half of this book was really interesting because it's them hiking in the woods and weird things are happening and they're really uncomfortable with it, and it sets a really good atmosphere and you just feel like you're there with them, hearing every little sound and stuff. And then the second half just totally threw that away, and it just was really confusing, and I honestly did not know what was going on, and I read online about what was going on. I don't know. I might watch the movie. We'll see, but I don't want to own this. I did not think it was very good. I gave it 3 stars because the first half was 5 stars and the last half was like 1 star, so 3 stars. I'm getting rid of this. I don't think I need to say why. I'd never actually read this. I bought it because when it came out, I liked this author. I was really excited. Yeah, not reading that. No, thank you. I'm getting rid of this book, Pandemic, by Robin Cook. It's a medical thriller. I just don't think I'm gonna read it, you know, given the state of the world. I'm just gonna give it to somebody else. Then I have The Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder by Joanne Fluke. I like cozy mysteries. I enjoy them. I did not like this one. It might be because it was originally written in like 2000. Yeah, it's a little, I don't know. I don't like Hannah Swenson. Is that her name? Yeah, I don't like Hannah Swenson. I didn't like how much of this book was focused on her weight. And I only read 83 pages. And it was focused on how she looked and her weight and all this stuff. And I prefer, you know, a cozy mystery to be more focused on the mystery. I mean, there's always an aspect of a person's personal life, but this one to me was just like, no. My sister's getting rid of this Beatles book. I don't know what's wrong with it, but she don't want it. I've never read it. I would never read a biography that's that big. Then I'm getting rid of 2 copies of the Da Vinci Code because literally everyone in my family had a copy, and we still have 1 regular copy and the illustrated editions, or the editions that have like the artwork in them so you can like reference it as you're reading. Yeah, big fans of that series, the Robert Langdon series, but we don't need 5 copies of them. So yeah, that's everything I'm getting rid of, I think. But yeah, I hope that was enjoyable for you guys. I now have to put all these books back in this bag, and we'll eventually have to lug them to the library. If you like this video, want to see more of it, I don't unhaul very often, although I did buy a bunch of books over this whole quarantine time because it has been like my therapy. So maybe there will be more unhauls in the future. I don't know. It depends on how I feel about the books that I'm reading. You know, I'm not gonna get rid of something just to get rid of it. I'm gonna get rid of it because I don't want it anymore, and I think someone else could use it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you'll give it a like if you enjoy the content. You'll give me a subscribe if you want to see more from me. Pretty eclectic kind of reader. I'm what Books Like Whoa calls an omnivore. I read a lot of genres, as you can tell probably from this unhaul and from the shelves behind me. Yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.